What is up, guys? All right, we have a brand new topic that we've never talked about before. And this is something that I'm excited because I built a website in the last 24 hours. If you guys are in the coaching chat, you've probably been bombarded with a ton of messages with this. And here's what I'm going to show you in a few minutes, the website that I built. And if you guys are in the call, this last like few weeks, it's cool that Justin showed up, and Callan and Troy. What's up, guys? Heck yeah, I'm glad you guys here. Here's what's really crazy is Justin, me and him started talking a little while ago because I essentially got him into coding because I was scraping websites, and then basically I helped him with the code. I put him on a server. I showed him that you could deploy it on your website, all this stuff. Well, then we started to say, okay, well, now can we scrape Google Maps? Well, then we were scraping Google Maps, but here's the thing is Google Maps has a way that we could get the data without scraping. It's ridiculous. It's so much faster. All right, so I'm going to show you guys what I created, and this is some throwback to basically the cannabis industry that I used to be in. And so check out one of my new sites that I have that is up right now that I'm working on. Okay, so this is a website called Dispensary Near Me Open Now. What's up?
That's perfect.
All right, and here this is a shout out to Justin. This is Missoula, and this is all of the dispensaries in your little town. We got Bloom Weed Dispensary, Top Shelf Botanicals. You can see here. We could click on them, and we could see their website, some of their reviews. We could see the little map. I'm not sure if you're on the west side, but if we click over here, Bloom Weed's over there. Let's go. This was all 100% AI generated and now deployed on my server.
That's insane.
Dude, like if you guys didn't know, one of my very first website businesses that I ever built and sold was a directory just like this. However, it wasn't nearly what this is. I had to go off and find people. Like if you guys see, like this is, if you guys give me any city, right? Not only check out this, not only any city, but if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I added every state. Look at this, every state in the United States, not only every state, but there's also Puerto Rico. All right, we have Puerto Rico, and we could pull back every city in Puerto Rico, and I could click on every city, and it will pull up a list of all the dispensaries in this city. Like, all right here. This is Puerto Rico. Like, here's the Puerto Rican address. This is like, they're selling out of a shed. What the heck, Puerto Rico? All right, so, hey, look, 1-star reviews, all right? So look, so you can see that this is all pulling back. I didn't go out and get a whole bunch of people on my directory. This is pulling back live, all from Google Maps. All of the data right here, you can see this is pulling back reviews. You could I could click on this and stylize this. Like I could click on the website and it will actually go to the website if they have a website, and they do. I'm old enough to be on the like a Bala. I'm this many now. All right. All right. So you can see it took us to the site. So why is this significant, and what's the point of us doing this? So here's what's really fantastic. This entire site was coded up by AI, but what am I trying to do? This is something called systematic SEO. So if I was to go to a site like Airbnb also does something just as similar. We're talking about $1 billion company that literally what you can do is you could search by destination. And now if I search Las Vegas and I hit search, it's going to pull back Las Vegas base. You see up here in the power of all that we're learning is all right here. You see up in this URL right here. We're talking a lot about URLs because that's what Google really likes, right? So up at this URL up here has Las Vegas homes for rent. And these are apartments for rent, all of these things. Well, here's what's crazy. This is called systematic SEO. what's really crazy is if you see this page where it says Las Vegas, and then we have all these places we could rent a night in Las Vegas. Well, I could type up here. If you notice this page right here, how it looks, it's the same. If I type in Los Angeles and I search, it's the exact same page, but we're in Los Angeles. It doesn't actually change, but what changed is this link URL up here where it says Los Angeles, California, all of this. So now check out this. Airbnb has 2 pages that we're looking at. The main homepage and this one-page search page that changes the URL. If you guys, here's what's really amazing. They actually have hundreds of thousands of pages just because of this one page. Probably millions of pages. You see all these categories, national park, all of these. Now think about national park in every single city, in every single state, in every single thing. Amazing pools in every single state, in every single city, and everything. Rooms in every single city, in every single state, and everything. They have hundreds of thousands of pages, but it never changes from this one single page right here. On Google, it doesn't matter. Google ranks every single page individually. Hundreds of thousands of pages individually. So what we have with my little dispensaries near me, opennow.com, right? This is going to rank for dispensaries near me, opennow.com, Guatemala, Puerto Rico, Missouri, like Las Vegas, Nevada. It's going to rank for all of these little tiny keywords that I have potential that not a lot of people are ranking for. And I'm able to rank for this. So all I decided to say, hey, what was a topic that I'm interested in and that I could potentially monetize? And I chose this keyword. And then some of you guys have realtors. Some of you guys are chiropractors. Some of you guys have all of these different businesses. And I just want to let you know, this took me less than 24 hours to get to where I am right now. Everything that you see, and I'm pulling back right here, I have 48,000 cities and zips in a spreadsheet that pulls back all of the data. So think about this. Every single one of these is a page. If I scroll all the way down, wait, I have 33,785 pages because I have that many zip codes and cities and everything like that. So when this site becomes live and this site like goes live for me, that's how many pages I'm going to have, but dispensaries near me, which is a massive keyword term that gets searched 1 million times a month. Right? So there's a website that I use, or a little like Google Chrome plugin. It's called Keywords Everywhere. And if we just search up this topic, just this like exact keyword that I picked for my domain, which I highly don't encourage you guys to steal mine, gets searched 9,900 times a month, just directly for those exact words. I put dispensary near me. Well, I mean, I could potentially rank for that, but I could also rank for dispensary near me, Las Vegas. And then all of a sudden I'm ranking up, even if I'm just in the 1% of weed maps, I win. So like this one gets searched dispensary near me 33,000 times a month. And then I could even go further and I could say Yuba City, which is a super small town I grew up in. Right? And we can see that this is searched not very much, right? But it might be searched 1 or 2 times a month, right? And then if I do just Las Vegas. So we're essentially going for these low-hanging keywords that are not searched very often. Like this is dispensary near me in Las Vegas is searched 2,400 times a month. But now if we check, right, what if we switch it out and we put, right, chiropractor. Chiropractor. Right, chiropractor near me, Las Vegas, is searched 888 times a month. Well, if you own the directory, you might have a chiropractor course that they could do at home. You might sell a YouTube video. You might sell a series, whatever it is, you might offer that. Well, this is also search per click, $2.62 Google will pay you for the traffic on that keyword. But you could rank for this, but you're not creating a page for it. Our code creates us a page for it, essentially, is what's going to happen. Let me let Austin in. Let's go, Austin. All right, Troy, I'm going to make you a co-host. What up, Austin? Glad you showed up.
Nothing much. What are we building?
So I just got explaining pretty much like the last bit of what we were talking about. Does anybody have questions up to this moment of what we're talking about, or what do you guys think about it based on this? Have you guys ever heard about this or done this before, or am I just a noob or what?
The question in my head is, I find it hard to believe that all those search words are pages. I don't. That doesn't make sense to me.
I can tell you exactly how.
More like a data stream sort of pool, not an actual page. So, but I think using that, kind of automated search term, when you type in coffee shop and said near me, that sort of thing could be good for the URL. But each of those, cities and things, I don't see those as SEO juice type of independent pages. I think that's more of a data feed than it is a page. But explain to me. I'm just thinking of people I could ask, and I wasn't sure if you have, if you've delved into exactly, or spoken with others about exactly the Google juice that might have. It just seems more like a data stream than it does of independent page.
You're absolutely right. So here's where it turns in from a data feed, because normal people were just calling, just kind of like what we had set up. Normally, we're just calling an API and we're displaying it. Like as of right now, this very second, my current website is exactly what you just said. It just calls and searches that data API, but it doesn't actually rank for all those pages yet. The part that makes it rank for the pages is what's called programmatic SEO. In the programmatic SEO, let me show you guys this. All right, so you guys know how I build in my AI team, right? I love building my AI team. However, some of the things that I've been working on isn't in my AI team right now, okay? Let me show you. I've been using a new software called Cursor. Has anybody heard that yet?
Yeah, I've heard it. And real quick, we might want to tell Austin exactly where we're at with everything, because I think I asked a question that was on, a part of what you've already spoken of.
All right, so Austin, check out this site. What city you live in, Austin?
Garden City, Michigan.
Garden City. All right. In Garden City, do you guys have High Plains Strains Dispensary, Live Well Dispensary, and Nature Herbs Wellness? Any of those dispensaries?
Those dispensaries are the favorite. I go to Live Well all the time, and there's also one right down the street called Vibe that I go to all the time.
Let's go. All right, so look, dispensaries near me, opennow.com is open for business. All right, so here, check out this. So I just searched up your city and I pulled back all the dispensaries. I could you said Live Well is one. You said this is what it looks like on the inside, which looks freaking awesome. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right? Look at. All right, so this site was made in less than 24 hours. All right. And I have every single city, every single state linked on here. You could search by city, you could search by state, all of this down here. And it instantly shows. I even created these custom map markers that pop up and like you can view the details, everything like that. So this was all made in the last 24 hours. Well, how is this valuable and how do we get traffic to this? How do we actually get this ranked? How do we monetize this is what the conversation is today. So here's what we've done. Inside coding, right now we have AI that could code for us. So Troy, you asked, how do we actually rank this? So this is something called systematic SEO. So there's something in our server that we're able to deploy as a file that's going to basically have, it's called a .ht access file. Okay. Well, what does the .ht access file do? The .ht access file is one of 3 files that we need in our server. Okay, we actually need 5, but it's one of 3 that we're going to talk about with SEO. So this, what it does, you see how it says the very first thing, it says rewrite engine on. We turned on a rewrite engine. I don't know what this means, but this is AI wrote all this code for us. And I'm just explaining it because I had it explain it to me, and now I'm explaining it to you guys. So here's what it is. This is a rewrite engine. What this actually does is you see this URL right here. It rewrites the domain URL. So when you click on this, and I remember how I clicked on over here and I clicked on Airbnb and I typed in Los Angeles and it switched it up here. That's what the file, that's the function, the code that actually does that. It rewrites the URL
parameters.
The URL parameters. So if I hit back, it will go back to the previous URL. That's how the back button works. All right. So now we go to the next part. Now it says rewrite base, and then it adds dispensary-finder. I could change this to whatever I want. I could say dispensary-near-me, right? And then it will change this. You see how it will change that slash up here. You see how they put S? That's what we're talking about right here. That's this. Okay. The next thing it says handle city pages. It literally takes every city and it rewrites it to handle the dispensaries in, and then it puts in the city right here. I don't know how it does it. This is crazy, crazy alien code. All right. And then it says handle state pages, and it rewrites all the state pages. And then it removes the .php from the website because that's going to be part of it. And then it ensures that it's HTTPS. Nailed it. So this whole thing does this. It's amazing. Like what? Okay, so now here's another thing. If we go back into my AI team, I'm chatting with my AI team to build this whole software. You can see this is where it made. I made this whole thing and I just copied it and pasted it right before the call right into my server. Well, over here, I'm asking it, I want a footer to add every display, right? And it gives me back everything. This thing is so fun. So this is how I'm building this software. So I'm literally coding it up. Well, some of the next things that we're going to need is called a robot.txt file. The robot.txt file is exactly what it sounds like. This is what the robots use to talk. So when Google crawls our website, it's going to read this robot.txt file, and it's going to say, what web pages do you have on your site? And it's going to send it over to the sitemap.php. And then guess what? I haven't built this page yet, but this is right where I'm at. Just wanted to let you guys know. The sitemap.php, guess what it's going to do? The sitemap.php is going to reference this gigantic spreadsheet of over 33,000 cities in zip codes in the United States and all the United States properties, and it's going to return back a page on my sitemap for every single one programmatically through code. This is why I'm so excited for this, because I'm the guy behind the scenes that I'm over here bragging because I created 10 website pages today. And this is going to create us 33,000 pages every single time we add a single new category to our web page. Now it's going to say dispensaries near us. Now it's going to say smoke shops near us. Now it's going to say all of this. And it's going to continue to add and double our site by 38,000 pages every single time we do that. It is absolutely insane. And here's the thing is Google's going to rank that because guess what? That's how Google reads. Google reads these sitemaps in robot.txt. It reads those things. That's how the robot works. And all we're doing is just making a page just for every single one of these. And here's the thing. Where we talk about this, there's a site that I've been following to figure this out. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. There's a site that I've been following. It's this guy on social media. He created this website. It's called findabusinessuk.com. Okay, and if you look at his site, that you can see there's categories: Aborigine art, City of London, Greater City of London, Whitechapel, all of this. But if we go to the root domain, well, look, it's just findabusinessuk.com. Well, here's the thing. This site is brand new. I just watched him launch it on YouTube. If you guys check in our little chat message that we're in our little Facebook group chat message, we're talking about this video. I sent you guys the video because somebody sent me the video and it just came out. So watch this. If we go to Google, right? If we go to Google and type in site, and then put this little dots and then paste in their website and then hit enter. What this is going to do, it's going to search Google for only his site, nothing else. Okay. We just searched Google for just his site. And you could see this guy, he just launched this site. He is already on Google for 11,000 for about right here at the top, about results, 11,100 pages he already has on Google. It's a brand new site. All right, let's see. I just clicked on this category. Let's see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. All right, so look, this is a brand new site. And you could see he's ranking for category. These are all pages that he has on his website. He has 11,000 pages and it's a brand new site. Does it mean he's going to rank for every single one, number one on Google for all these keywords? Absolutely not. But if you look at this, look at the words he has. Find best local businesses in Essex. Find best local business in Kent. Find best local business in Devon. Find best local business in Somerset. You guys see that pattern? So for me, I picked a keyword. For me, it's dispensaries near you. And then I'm going to rank for 38,000 cities in the United States. That's the goal. Because I want to rank for number one or number two or at least in the top 10 for the random cowfolk bunk city in Michigan. And I hope I get 3 or 4 clicks. But why? Because I want 3 or 4 clicks on 38,000 pages. That's the goal. But what do I sell? So here's the thing. How am I going to monetize this fresh little site? I'm not in this business, and I don't want to really tell you the truth, jump back into this business. I want to be an affiliate for other people that already sell stuff to this market. So what do? I went to a website called shareasale.com. Okay. I'm not an affiliate for ShareASale. However, you can be an affiliate for ShareASale. All right. So I went to shareasale.com. And you can find tons of merchants. ShareASale is the middleman between people like me that have traffic or will have traffic and people that have products and sell products. Okay. So here's the thing. I went on to merchant and I hit search for merchant after I got signed up for my account. You can see I have been paid in the past. I've sold things on this site many times. When I was in the cannabis business before, I used to come on here and I would list these as my directories and I would rank these on Google doing the same exact thing. However, I've also sold like website hosting products. I've sold Namecheap as an affiliate. I've sold a lot of affiliate products on this. This is a giant marketplace for affiliate products. So I went up here and I hit search for merchant and I searched my topic, right? If you're in chiropractor, if you're like, there's a ton of things that people are searching. If I even search like real estate, and let's just say we are doing something along that lines, we can search this and I could hit real estate. Good job, my awesome spell. All right, so we have real estate. Hopefully we spelled it right. Okay, look, this will search real estate and it will bring back essentially a couple things. It will bring back what's called a power rank. The power rank right here, you see this power rank? That explains of like how many sales is that getting versus in the market in like the top leaderboards. Then you have right here, check out this. This company, realestatebidders.com, they sell $15 per lead. So guess what? Now you don't even have to get a sale. You just have to get leads for that site. And all you have to do is click here and they give you banner ads, they give you tracking, they give you everything. Right here, you join the program. They tell you what you want. You tell them what kind of site you're building. Some of them are auto approved, so they automatically approve you. And then you instantly get your website links, or eventually you'll get your website links. Sometimes they'll deny you because you haven't made enough sales. They could see you in your account as an affiliate and how good you are, just like you could see it, how good they are, right? They could see your power rank and all that, right? Like, don't try to flex on them, right? But you could see who's making the most money. You can also search straight up by who's like the power rank, right? You might want to be just come in here and be like, dude, like, I'm open to anything. Give me an option. And now I want to search by power rank. You see this one? This is power rank 8. This is earnings per click. Check out this. The average earnings per click that this site is sending is $260 per visitor that people are sending to this site. And they're tracking all this. You can't game this system. You know what I mean? If you can, like, you're going to notice. But these are massive earnings per click. And so you could find a partner that you could partner with. So I went on here and I searched up a partner, and guess what? I found a partner. And then I came over here and I said, get links, because I found my partner. Like I said, I want to have a little side project in the cannabis space. All right. So for me, I haven't had one in a minute. And I found one that is a pretty high like power rank, and it pays a little bit. And it's called Dr. Dabber. Okay. So I'm going to click on this and I could get link. And if you see, it gives us our merchant. I could click on this because I like all of this, but I could see basically like more about them. And check out this. If I go to banner, here's what this banner gives me. They give me all these banner ads. So literally I could come in here and like, this is totally matches my little like throw together dispensaries near me option, right? Like this is nails it, right? So I could come in here and I can grab these banner ads. If I click on this one right here, like this is probably my favorite one, like one of these ones or one of these ones. I could click on this and it gives me all my the URL, all the information, and I could copy this. And now I could tell the AI to add this to my site, right? So I could literally say like, I like to sometimes, because I'm trying to learn code, I like to come into the chat and I like to say, where can I add this? Where can I add this? Under, let's see where I want it. I think I kind of want it like under the map, you know what I mean? So under the map, and then I could paste. And then this is going to give me like, because here, you guys know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to learn the human things that require humanness. As crazy it is, because there's going to be a lot of things that the human is going to get replaced. Well, what's not going to get replaced? reviewing code, knowing where to add the code, like knowing how to edit the code, like those, like I'm not going to be editing the code. The AI is going to be editing the code, but sometimes I need to know where to put it. I need to know how to read it. So it says you can add that advertising banner under the map. Here's how to modify and include it. Right, add this right after the map div, before the loading div. Right under the map, after the map div, before the loading div. Oh, what is that? I didn't mean to click that. All right, so we go back here, add the advertising banner here. Boom. All right, so after the map div and then before the loading div. Let's go into our code and we could literally like make that update. Sometimes you could say to do it. However, I'm at like 900 lines of code. So sometimes the AI doesn't give me back the full code. So this is kind of the way I like doing it too. So this is the loading div and then that's the map div. Okay, I see it and I'm just gonna add it here. Hopefully that works. Boom, baby, I'm a boss. All right, so now we click on here, just searching dispensaries in Arizona like a boss. If I want to deploy this code, I could copy this and I could go to my server because I already have my index.html file up and I could paste and I could hit save. And now if I go right back to the site, right now it doesn't have it, right? But if I hit refresh, boom, it has it. And now we have our thing. Here's what's really cool is if whenever you guys go to the site, dispensaries near me open now, literally it most likely will get your location. It will ask for your location and it will just bring them up immediately to wherever's near you. I asked the AI to code that, right? And then now there's these little checkboxes, open now, deliveries available, 4 stars. And now I just monetized this. If I click on this, well, look what happens. It tracks my link and sends it over here and then people could buy the product. And now I just got like, that's an affiliate like product. I don't get paid off the click. However, there's certain people that will buy the click. There's certain people that will buy the lead. There's certain people that buy the call. So think about all of the different ways you could basically monetize these. You might make it where there's somebody that's buying the call and every single time they click to call, they get charged. Or every single time they get the lead and then you send them to the lead, or every single time they click Google AdSense, that's how they pay you, is every time they click the banner ad, you get paid per click, right? Every single time. So you might, if you're in a chiropractor industry, some of those guys might charge a lot. So all of a sudden you're getting paid per click for some of those banners. And your directory, I'm calling Google Maps API. So it literally doesn't charge me anything. And now if I go into reports, activity detail, I don't have to set up tracking. I don't have to do anything. Like site is like 99% hands off. If I go into this, I could see all my merchants and I could see like, here's all my prior commissions with stuff. If I go into, let's see, I think there's reports today at a glance is my favorite one to look at. You can see
one thing I just pulled up, dispensary near me, open now, .com, and it asked for my location. I allowed, so it shows everything in this area. But when I first typed it in, I said dispensaries near me. So oftentimes I suggest that people get the plural as long as the singular when getting the domain name so that they can, and then just forward the plural to the singular, whichever one you want to, you know, focus on the most.
That's really awesome. And I really, yeah, I think that's a great thing too. I think that's really smart because I totally
sneaky competitors will do things like purchase that plural because they know that that's going to be a typo. Even misspellings. Oftentimes it's good to get a commonly misspelled words and get the misspelling so they all forward to the same one, because otherwise it really is a sneaky way to, you know, kind of get other people's marketing traffic just through misspellings or plurals.
Absolutely. And it's going to be crazy if one day I have to deal with it. But here's what's interesting. The power isn't, for me, I guess there is a long-term play in building a brand. But for me, that's not necessarily my goal. I want to rank for dispensary near me Yuba City, because that is what the location base. Okay, so the formula here is keyword, city, and state. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. And the way that this happens, if somebody came in and they were like, oh, I'm just going to buy that exact domain, and you know what, I'm just going to steal Jeff's exact website. The power, though, is in this code. They might not have this code that dynamically generates 38,000 pages. Does that make sense? Imagine if you and I create a directory and your directory searches all the chiropractors, and ours does the exact same thing. But my directory ranks for all the chiropractors in half of the cities that I rank for. I have a better location than you. And that is the goal of being in front of thousands of these spots for keywords and going for the low-hanging fruit. Chiropractor in St. George, Utah. Real estate agent in St. George, Utah. And then you advertise, want to join a real estate agent, and then they click here to join Keller Williams.
So I got a thought. I just looked it up, and you could actually purchase this domain if you want, but it's somebody else owns it, but it's not bad price, depending on. So you can use subdomains, right? And because a lot of times the Google juice comes a lot from the URL. So if the city isn't in the URL, then it's not going to carry as much weight as, you know, the way that you're doing it. So I looked up nearmeopennow.com. It's taken, but you could purchase it for $995 if you wanted to just get it. And then you'd have nearmeopennow.com/dispensaries, /chiropractors, /realtors. Then you could build a brand around that and just use subdomains using the same thing you're doing now with all that. So you could maybe carry a bit more weight. So I'm not going to go buy it, but it's depending on how far you want to go with this, it's something you might want to consider.
1,000%. I think Troy, that's freaking legend, man. That's great. Like, and that's taking it to the next level, because you're literally going to rank for all of those random little ones. And who knows, it might be foot spa near me, and somebody like you rank for those keywords. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
well, the cool thing I think about that is when you brought up a brand, I think is what you said, the nearmeopennow.com would be something that could fit into anything. So if you could brand nearmeopennow.com, and then no matter what somebody does or where they're at, you could offer up that brand that you could, that, you know, people start. I mean, that can become just second nature to people, like Kleenex, right? Nearmeopennow.com, nearmeopennow.com. Go there for anything to see what's near me open now. And then you just bring people into that whole, you know, digital web that you create through all the subdomains and the map searching and the affiliate marketing like you're adding there. But something for you to think about. $9.95 for a domain, depending on how serious you want to be is not a bad. It's not a crazy price.
Right. Yeah. So this is what I love is my goal is to, if we look at this, you guys see how I have 5 files right here. My goal is to keep it at 5 files, to be able to do this entire system with any business in 5 files. So if one of us wants to do this together, and we were like, hey, like, let's create a new directory. All I have to do is insert in the main page and say, rebrand this to this brand. Now check out this. You see how I got all this data? If we go to Google, this is the next level. If we go to Google and we go into the Google text search API, this is really, do you guys see what we have to work with? This is the page that Google gives us. It is not user-friendly, like noob-friendly at all. Like All of this, if we scroll down to the field mask, this is called the field mask is how you actually decide what gets displayed in the return data when you search that area. Well, here's the thing is, I allow dogs doesn't make sense for a cannabis business, and it doesn't make sense for a realtor. Takeout doesn't make sense for a realtor. But takeout does make sense if you have a food directory, or if you have a beer directory, a bar directory. You know what I mean? It totally makes sense for those things. So how do we sit here and be like, outdoor seating, payment options? Because guess what? You could return payment options and then it will give Visa, MasterCard, all of that. You could EV charge options. My mom, she works at a gas station. It literally, I was just talking to her. I was like, we could pull back what kind of gas you guys have. And I could create a gas station map and people could see what kind of gas stations they have for EV chargers. And then I could create routes to see how long it's going to take for you to get there. Google has so many APIs. I love Google. I love them. Like, I can't believe how much data they give us for free. For free. And so this is crazy. So here's the thing. I created in my AI team I haven't named it. I haven't created a name at the top, but check out this. When we come to this web page, it's an API configuration portal. It allows us to configure this giant Google map. All of this, I told the AI, hey, make all of this true or false statements. And then give me a dashboard that it's really easy for me just to check them. And then it calls it, and then it gives us back all the data correctly. So now we could build directories in seconds with the right type of data. Look at this. I could scroll down and I could say, I want the name. I want the next page. Let's just say you want to create something that has pagination, which you have next page, next page, next page, next page, next page. You could literally do that. Accessibility options, address components, business status, if it's open or closed right now, the Google Maps URI, so that you could get a Google map from their location directly to them and it'll give their addresses. Icon locations, if you want to use their icons, or you could make your own custom icons with coding. Photos, sub-destinations, viewports, current operating hours, pricing, ratings, like website, allows dogs, delivery, dine-in, editorial summaries.
Okay.
All of this. Reviews, serves beer. For Callan, he does beer.
No, this is to create what you created already, except just automate, like simple, just the user-friendly.
This gives you, see how I just hit this new one? Right. This, if I was to search this, I could say beer, I could say like bars in New York, right? New York would be the search parameter. But what this is going to do, it's going to give me all of those bars. Or if I put realtor, right? Realtor. Or right. Now this is going to challenge my real cotor. I swear.
It's LTOR.
LTOR. Thank you, Troy. You are the best. All right. So look, now I just turned back all the realtors. Well, here's what this does. This is all the realtors and it's with all the check marks. So I can customize the user interface. So basically what I did is I hit copy API response right here. Right. And that is the call. If I hit copy, it says API response copied. Right. This gives the AI the map to map this entire web page.
Right. Just like it's similar to the one that you just built.
Absolutely. And now, you know, like, hey, look how what we have. This was, if I go back in history, go way back in history, you can see all I did. Look, I said I got warnings and stuff. That's funny, right? All I did was say, here's my documentation, update this. And then it did whenever I created it. And I mean, this looks pretty stellar for 24 hours, man. Like,
yeah, it is.
I couldn't build this with Bubble, I tell you that much, you know, like not that fast.
I'm just thinking, so you talked about it in terms of SEO. You began to talk about it in terms of monetizing through sales share. Is that what it is? What, share or sell?
Share or sell, yeah.
And then, so what are you thinking about doing with this?
So for me, what are the limits on APIs for doing this search? Great question, Callan. So 2 questions. The first one is, what am I trying to do this with? I'm trying to do what this guy did first, is I want to get my site on Google. Right now, I haven't actually, all I've built is the front end in my AI team. That's all I've done. Now, the next thing is I started using Cursor as my coding platform. The reason why is because over here, Cursor has this little chat. Well, you could do this little thing where you, instead of hitting chat where you hit enter, you could hit the little, like this weird little hashtag thing and enter. But what it does is it references my entire code base based off of this. So it sends all of my files into the AI, and then it gives me a response. So now the AI has full knowledge of my entire front end and back end. So I like this, and then I could review the site. I could review the pages. So like over time, it's interesting. I created my AI team, but I don't just use my AI team, and it feels weird saying that. So like, but that's the truth. So Cursor is my thing. And there's a lot of other ones that are coming out. And the reality is there's amazing developers out there, and that's awesome. And so legit. Callan asked the question, what's the limits on this API? Callan, if we go to the metrics into this platform, Google gives us 1,000 API calls to this Google Maps API for free a day. Like, it's insane. And then you have to start paying for it, right? So like, I figured if I get that much traffic, I'll have 50,000 views on my site. Maybe 10% of them possibly click on and maybe I make some sales from that. You know what I mean? And then I'll be able to pay for this API. But as of so far, and I don't pay for anything. 50 calls. So I don't know why this is taking so long. All right, there you go. And they track your quota, like you could see your API calls, your costs, and everything like that too. So yeah. But yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about that program that you said goes in and looks at your software and ports it out? What was that?
Say that again. Which one?
What was that software that you use? Was it Cursor or something that you said goes in, looks at, sees your entire software, and then can analyze it, can take it as a package?
So literally, this is the sexiest thing I've seen since my AI team. Okay, guys. All right. So here's what it is. All right. Like, this is what I believe is going to turn us from kind of like using AI to code to full on coders. Okay. So now here is what you need to know is Cursor. If I go into Finder, my little folders, essentially, this is, you guys ever heard of VS Code if you're a coder or anything like that before, right? VS Code is essentially what Cursor did. VS Code is an open source like coding program. 90% of the coders use it, right? Most of them do, right? Well, on Cursor, basically Cursor duplicated VS Code and forked VS Code and then added AI into VS Code really beautifully. And what it could do is just phenomenal. So if I close this little chat, this is what like VS Code looks like. Okay, it has your folders on the side, and you can have your files. Well, what this means is if I go into this folder, dispensaries near me now, and I click on this, you guys see how I have functions.php, index.php, robot.text.php. All that is this. That's all that is. This is the folder. I'm in the folder, and then these are all my folders, my files in that. So all I'm doing is using this editor to edit those files inside this editor. That's all this is doing, okay? Well, that's what it looks like with the folder in my folders. Well, in Cursor, if I hit Command L, it pops up my chat over here. And now all of a sudden the AI is referencing this chat. And so I could ask the AI anything and it will reference the two. And I could say, can you build out the robot.txt file for me, right? For me. And then if I hit Command Enter, which says right here, it's going to reference, you see how it says reading files? It's literally going to reference all of my files, which is not something my AI team does. All right. I don't know how to do that yet. Like, however they did that is cool. All right. Like, I'm super jelly. All right. But check out this. So here's what this did. You see how it just right over here, it says, I'll help create a comprehensive robot.txt file for your dispensary finder website. I didn't even have to tell it what my site was about. It read my code, which is beautiful. And then it says, based on your .html access file configuration, I can see you have a website with cities, states based on dispensary pages. Here's a recommended robot.txt configuration. And then they give me a cute little apply button. So watch what happens when I click the apply. I'm going to click the apply. It's going to open my robot.txt file. It pulls it open right here and it says, do you accept these changes? The red line is what it deletes. The green line is what it adds. And I could review it before I hit accept. Like, what?
And that's Cursor?
Dude, cursor.ai, cursor.com or cursor AI, Google search it, man. It's crazy. And then look, I hit accept, and now look, my whole entire robot.txt files were open. And look, they said prevent crawling of administrative sensitive areas. I didn't even ask it to do that. Allow these areas, dispensary in blank, site maps. So Troy, you see how you put dispensaries in and it has the plurals? It included that. It's referencing that because it knows I'm trying to do that. And then it has a little site map. And then here's the site map. Here's the crawling. Now check this out. Watch this. If I do this, and I go to dispensary, not finder.com, dispensary near me dot, oh wait, that's not .com, opennow.com. Okay. If I do this, watch what happens. And you see this robot text file? I'm going to hit. What I could do is I could go to my server, my file manager, and all I have is an index.html, which is what I taught you, Justin. I taught you up to this point right now, okay? So basically, I'm so glad you showed up for this. So now if I click upload, I could upload a robot.txt file. And now I'll upload it. I'll go to my new file that I just created, the AI just coded. And I'll go over here to my scripts. And I'll go in here to my dispensaries near me. And I'll click on robot.txt and I'll hit open. And then it uploads, which is super cool. Welcome back, Callan. And look, now I have robots.txt file. Well, if I go to this URL, add sitemap reference, sitemap right here. If I go to this, I'm not saying it's going to be fully here because I haven't fully added my stuff, but it says 404. Don't judge me. I haven't added the other stuff yet. So it will look soon, right? We'll figure it out, right? So this essentially has this. I don't know. Now we have to add the sitemap.php. Okay. So I'll say it showed a 404 page. Can you help me? I'm a noob. I'm a boob. All right. I'm a boob. All right. Said a noob. All right. And it says, I just noticed in your .html access, you have a base directory sent to dispensary finder. And literally it's going to say, let's modify your robot text to match your site structure. And then literally it's going to update this. All right. And then it referenced my other part of my code. It added this to match this. And then I'm going to say, I also don't have a site sitemap. I wonder if it even knows. I mean, I'm guessing I'm sending all my files, so it must know this. But if I click apply, it's going to see what I have here, and then it could accept or reject. And then I accept it. And if I want to deploy this back to my server, I can, or I could just copy and paste this and edit directly on my site. Here's what happens in Cursor, right? So if I refresh this, this is one of the things that I was hesitant about using Cursor, is because sometimes I made a mistake and I didn't know how to go back and edit it. So if you go to timeline right here, over here on the left-hand side is your timeline, okay? I could literally go back to this where it says file saved, and it will show me what was edited. Remember, the red is what it takes out. The green is what it adds, okay? So if I wanted to accept this, I could come over here and I could be like, perfect. Like this is, I could come over here and I could accept revert block, and I could revert back to the ones that actually made the error. Which, oh my God, you guys don't know. There's sometimes you like publish it and you're like, oh no, I messed everything up. Oh God, how do I fix it? Well, this, I'm telling you, the timeline is going to save your butt.
So
right?
Revert block it. That means you can just revert a portion of it. You don't have to revert back to all of it.
Totally. And that's why I'm telling you guys, the human skill is learning how to read what this actually says.
Right.
Because you might read this and be like, oh, I don't want to revert this part. Like I actually wanted that part. That was the styling. Why would I want to revert that part? But this is the broken part. I want to revert that part. You know what I mean? Like, so that is the process. Like you see how this just put out my sitemap here? This totally just put my sitemap at a whole different location, right? Well, yeah. Do I revert back to that? I don't know, right?
Yeah, well, what that reminds me of is something I saw recently, and it's something along these lines, which is AI is not going to replace humans. Humans using AI is going to replace humans.
Yes, I mean,
so that's like you're saying here. I mean, there's still certain things that it's beneficial to have the mind of a human.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So, oops, let's see this sitemap. Let's see how this works. All right, sitemap, bam. So yeah, I mean, and here's the thing is a lot of times I'm asking the AI what to do, like, because I do. Like, I don't know how all this works. I might have to add my PHP file, and I don't have that yet. So if you look right here, my little like sitemap.php file doesn't exist yet. So and if I tell it I don't have a sitemap.php file, can you help me?
Can you just ask it? I'm sure you can just ask it. I'm wondering what it would say. Kind of like what we were talking about, the pages versus the data feed, and what is more SEO friendly, and basically saying, hey, what is something we can simply do that's simple and easy to do that would help in SEO for Google to improve this site or something. So maybe it would reference a few things like we already talked about, subdomains, or maybe there's a few independent. Maybe if you created actual state pages under the same structure, then at least you'd have 50 pages that are more firmly planted, and then those data feeds all under each state go that way. But you get what I'm saying? We can just ask it a simple, easy way to improve SEO in the code.
Yeah, absolutely. So check out this. Okay, so I love what you just said, Troy. So imagine if, let me delete these other ones. Okay, I'm literally going to delete these other files, and I'm going to show you, like, because imagine if we just came in from my AI team. Okay, like if we literally just came in from my AI team, and all I had was an index.php file, but really it's not an index.php file. It's actually an index.html file. Okay, so that's all I actually have, right? So if I click on view code right here, and I click on download file right here, this is going to download an index.html file. Okay, that's all this is. So imagine if I downloaded it and I put that file right here. You see how it says index.html? If I click on this, it's opening up a local website that literally, like, you see how this says user dot Jeffrey Caldwell? Like, it's actually not like pulling back information. Like, it's not on the internet. It's just locally on my computer. Okay. Like, that's so like, but it still looks like it's on the internet, right? This is a local displayed browser, right? So if we look at this file's in this folder. And if we look at cursor, that's all that's in this file. All right. So just like what Troy said is I could tell the AI, here's what's really cool. I could say, I want to make this site programmatic SEO with ranking for each. Okay. All right. Each city and state. Can you really think through how to make this rank numero uno on Google before you give me the code? All right. Also, I want to have as little, for me, this is my jam, files as possible. Okay.
Or you want to do few files? It could misinterpret little or few.
Oh, as few. Oh,
because you want few files, or do you want small files?
Thank you.
Probably.
Thank you. That matters a lot in words. You're absolutely right. Okay, and now here's what's cool. This is going to be a little chat. So what I could do is I could just hit enter. And what it's going to do, it's going to read my whole file. It says, let me help you optimize this. Create dynamic titles, meta descriptions, H1s based on location, add structured data, schema.org, whatever that is. Create dynamic URLs without multiple files using URL parameters. Add location-specific content sections. Implement breadcrumbs for nice. I love breadcrumbs. Add systematic HTML. Okay. Okay. Here's what I didn't add. I didn't tell it what I want, where I'm deploying this at. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to actually hit new chat. And I'm going to paste and I'm going to say, I will be adding these to my cPanel server. Okay. Server. Bet, homie. Okay. cPanel server. And now I'm going to hit this. Okay. So you see how I could go back? I could just hit this little new chat. I could go history. Like, I really dig this thing. Like, it's a freaking smooth system. All right. So look, it says, I'll help you optimize it. Here's the strategy. Create dynamic URLs for each city, state, dispensaries in Las Vegas, Nevada. Absolutely what I'm looking for. Generate unique meta titles for each location. Create a minimal file for easy deployment. Here, use schema markup for local businesses. Include content keywords. So look, here's what it is. Here's the two solutions using two files. This thing's using just two files now. I had it down to that. I was way more like, so I wonder what that's going to look like. What were the other files? I wish I would have thought about what the files were. I'll have to watch
back. Yeah.
I'll have to watch this replay. All right. So, all right, cool. So now what this is going to say, so it says, here are your changes, but you see how I don't have the files? I don't have this file. Well, watch if I hit click apply. Boom. It literally created the file and freaking boom, adds this. And I can hit accept. Legend.
Bam. Yeah.
And now watch this. And it says, for the index.php file, here are the key changes needed. At the top, location, generate SEO data, add all this before the topic, add chronological order. But you see, and then it says, add this section before the footer. So you know how I was copy and pasting in my AI team? Are you guys ready to see this? This is why I love Cursor. If you guys have never seen Cursor before, watch this. I'm going to hit apply, and it's going to jump over to my index.php file, which it didn't create. Okay, so here's the thing. You see how it's looking for the index.php file. but it actually needed me to rename this first. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to hit reject, and I'm not going to create that file. And I'm going to first rename this file. And I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to say index.php, just like he asked, because I want it to reference that file because I want it to edit this file. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then I'm going to hit apply. So here's what it is. You see what it's doing? It's keeping my current code. And it's showing me the green lines that it edits. And it's showing me the red lines that it deletes. And then it's adding all the new stuff in. You see that?
Yeah.
And look, it's not touching the rest of the code. And then I could hit the word accept. And it just updated that entire file. Does that give you guys goosebumps? Like, does that make you freaking mind blown? All right, so look, and then we could scroll down and I could see if there's any other ones. And it says, add this section before the footer to generate location specific content. All right, and I'll click apply. And it's going to read the code again. And it's going to go all the way down to wherever this is, the footer. Remember how I was sitting there scrolling in my AI team? And it's going to add, and it's going to go down. I can see where it's the green lines are. Look, it completely updates this. Look at this. Updates the whole thing so it now has, like, find dispensaries in this, whether you're local resident or visiting, right? Dispensaries in here. Here's your city. Use our interactive map. What? And then I can hit accept. And then I can look at this. Okay. So now check this out. Now we have SEO benefits, this, all of this converts it. All right. So I could say I want this to rank on Google. Can you make sure to 10x this, please? And now hopefully it gives me those additional files. All right, so look, first let's add a dynamic content with internal linking. Popular cities. Okay, it's starting to add the cities, but I want to make sure it pulls from my other thing because I kind of know that. So I'm actually not going to apply this. So this, you see how this skill is? I'm not going to do what this says because I know that this is not what I want to do. I kind of want to preview what we have so far. Okay, so I'm going to preview my index page. We have this. I'm going to go into my index.html. And we are going to Control A, Control V. And now I have 1,004 lines of code. I'm going to hit save. And it also wanted us to add our .ht access file. Okay. So now we have here, if I go into upload, I can select and we can upload our file. If I don't have my file, here's what's really interesting. I'm just going to go back. I can manually create this file and I'm going to hit add new file and I'm going to type in what kind of file it is, right? So this is our .ht access file. Okay, so bam. And then if I hit create new file, you're going to see it adds the new file. If I don't see it, if you don't see this file particularly, here's what's really interesting. There's actually settings right here. And then it says show hidden files, which are called dot files. And then you just hit save and now you could see the .access file. Okay, so I don't know why I know that, but I know it. All right. So now we're going to go to edit and then we're going to edit this thing. And then if I go to cursor, I could copy this whole little like stuff and then I could hit paste and now we can hit save. So now if I visit my main website, let's check it out. Bam. Main website, go. And we have a little like line there. I don't know what that's for, but hopefully everything still learns. All right. It looks like something slightly broke, but I don't know if that's me copy and pasting it or what, but let's see if I can see what happened. Must have. I will have to figure that out here shortly. All right. So, yeah, I don't know where that error is, but I think that might be it. Refresh this bad boy. All right, cool. So we're here. Doesn't look like there's an error. It looks like this is an error. All right, whatever. We'll figure it out in a second. Okay, so now I have this, but now I have a lot more dispensaries. Like I have all this other stuff, which this is what's not getting added. Okay, legend. If I click Alaska, let's see if this works. Alaska. Let's see if the church search works. Las Vegas. It doesn't. All right, cool. So this is kind of where we're able to go back and forth with Cursor. We could say, hey, it's not working. It's not updating. We could also go back into our code, into previous versions. This is the skill of coding now, what I feel like it is. So I could literally go back to where I was 6 minutes ago in my index file, right? Where it was says file renamed, and I could revert back to this entire thing. So with all of these, because the code didn't work. And I don't know why. So yeah. And then if there's any more green lines, I fix them. And then now we have our index.php file. I could close this. It has all of our files still here. And if I go back into here, because this has this little broken thing, right? Like, why is that broken? Well, if I actually have users in the future, well, I don't want them to actually see a broken site. So I can fix that. And now if I refresh it, now if I refresh it, it goes to our previous, at least, save. And now we don't have that little like error down there at the bottom. Any second now. So it goes back to here. However, it doesn't have our new, like all our updates and where it does this little update, right? So getting it to where our code dynamically generates us all these pages for me is the very next step. That's what I'm learning now. So that's why I'm using Cursor. I'm using my AI team. I'm going through. However, Cursor is an absolutely fantastic program in here too. They do have a very generous free offer, like free software that they give you, that they let you do. And then their little paid plan's not too bad either. So it's like $20 a month. So yeah.
Quick question, because Tuesday you had some stuff go down, and then you mentioned it again just here today. You said the Facebook group, and I think you had mentioned on Tuesday when I reached out to you about there being a message somewhere, and I did not see a message anywhere. What group are you talking about, and where can I get updates?
Absolutely. Let's make sure you join. All right. So inside here, we have AI Coding Legends, and let's see, members. Is there a share link on this thing? Walk, share, leave.
Add member, add people.
Troy. See, I thought you were already in this thing. So
No, I don't think I was in that one. My AI team, and maybe the music one, but I don't think I was in this one. Or am I? Maybe I was just looking at the wrong one. I guess maybe I forgot about it.
I see you right here, Troy. So you were one of the first I actually added. So maybe just check your
messages. I think I just wasn't looking for that group. I forgot about it.
Yeah. So
okay, cool. And then here I am sitting here watching all this great stuff, and you're focusing on dispensaries. But like we had talked about a week or two ago, I mean, your wife, you're connected to all these like doctors and health and wellness. Why aren't you applying that here? Why did you revert back to dispensaries?
Because he's a 420 lover.
Yeah. So that's a great question. So essentially, when I'm studying something, I like to study with essentially games usually. Okay. Well, for me, the cannabis is something that if I break it or I mess up, it's not the end of the world. It's not like this is my main business. This is the thing I'm leading with. I want to learn how to use Cursor. I want to learn how to chat back and forth and actually get my site on Google first. Because when I do it for her, then it matters most. So I want to know the process, because then all I have to do is brand the main page, tell the back end, hey, use these back end files and make sure it's connected to that. And so essentially I'm learning through that process. Could I learn through hers? Absolutely. But I feel like sometimes there's a little bit more, I could move faster when it's my stuff, right? Imagine you're working for a client and they're like, oh, I want it just like this, or I want it just like this, or I want it just like this. Well, then you're like, well, you're trying to figure out small, tiny things instead of learning the class objective. For me, the class objective is, can I get 33,000 pages on Google in minutes? And that is, or even start that process that actually happens. How do I do that? So that's right where I'm at. The site's built. It looks beautiful. I'm pulling from databases. I don't have to go and get these listings like I was thinking. I don't have to scrape massive data sources like I was thinking. So a lot has changed in this last few days from what we were doing. We were almost going to, I was literally going to scrape plumbers, and I was going to scrape thousands of these websites, which require a massive amount of my time. And then I learned about Google Maps API. Well, Google Maps API, now we have all the data in the world. We could populate any directory in the world. And if we could, now we could code. Here's the thing. I could also code up in the future. You saw how I just added this, like in a few seconds, I just added that little banner ad on this, right? Well, that banner ad, we might make it where I can make it where that banner ad is promoted people. I can make it where if I'm selling a 1-800 call number, I could provide that to my lead, my business, right? So I guess for me, I'm trying to do something that's so broad. For me, it's just like you could call it a throwaway topic, but I'm not emotionally tied to it. It's not like, if it works, phenomenal. If it doesn't, hey, you know what I mean? Am I going to do this multiple times? Yes. I'm trying to learn how to do it once so I could do it twice. And then I could do it 3 times. And then I could do it 100 times. Because soon in the future, all I have to do is change a couple small things in the code, because I know that's how code works. And then all of a sudden, I instantly have one for a real estate agent. I instantly have one for holistic doctors. I instantly have one for chiropractors. I instantly have one for all of these niches that I so choose to go in. But
okay,
I know that.
Yeah.
Process.
What's the name of that group? Coding, because I'm looking for it on my Facebook.
Yeah, Coding Legends. I think it's easier to send you the link on my.
Yeah, send me the link. I'll make sure I'm in there, because I was searching, I didn't see it.
That's what's up.
And I understand what you're getting at in terms of practicing with others, except for, I mean, that's good. I understand what you're trying to do. I can only see that being relevant in terms, because it's kind of what you said about it when we were doing the directory. But essentially you're acting anonymously anyways, because nobody's going to know about that directory. So, but I do see, in terms of exploring and possibly triggering any sort of flags with any of the other providers, with Google, you start looking good or looking bad in some sort of way and getting in trouble. Otherwise, I think, it might be better just to start with the doctors. But either way, I understand I understand the thought process.
So let me give you even more detail of my thought process. So let me show you, is with the holistic doctors, it's not to say I'm not going to start there, but let me type in holistic doctor. Okay.
Yeah. Or you just buy that URL, open whatever it was near me, opennow.com, start messing with dispensaries, and then you could easily switch that over. I just think about the life of a URL oftentimes gets a lot of credit. But go ahead.
Absolutely. So if we just search up for this term on Google is there's this thing, it's called Quake SEO, right? But this holistic doctor, gets searched 4,400 times a month.
Yeah.
That's actually not that many times. Now let me show you this. Watch this. Let me just type in chiropractor, right? Because we have a chiropractor showing up on the on this call, right? If I type in chiropractor,
You spelled it right and everything. That's pretty awesome.
it was autocomplete. Don't judge me. Chiropractor gets searched 246,000 times a month. That word. It's much better to go for the main keyword, that our keyword plus our modifier. Okay, our modifier is locations, so that's the location. We're building a location-based directory. Well, our keyword, we have to make sure our keyword actually has enough searches to make it even worth it. First, now look, check out this chiropractor near me. Check out this. Now we're talking. Chiropractor near me gets searched 1.2 million times a month. And now you do chiropractor near me Las Vegas, chiropractor near me this. And that's a massive amount of searches. So why did you ask me, why did I buy a new base? Because of this. I went on to this. I have keyword SEO Quake, and I saw that this is dramatic more SEO. If you type in dispensary near me, right? Well, for me, just my main keyword, guess what? Like I search this a lot, right? Dispensary near me is 30,000. I didn't know chiropractor near me is that much. Great. Jesus, Justin. I hope you actually do that. Right? But if I just type in dispensary, well, for me, I kind of just monkey brain. I look at high numbers, right? That's all I did. And I did it and I searched, and there's 2 million times that it's searched a month. I think, no joke. Now if I type in real estate near me, I think somebody would probably search real estate agent, right? Oh, look, real estate near me open now. Right, so that's 130,000 times a month, right? And then you start doing all those like individual like keywords and searches, and it's pretty intense. And so real estate agent. So you're kind of looking, we still want to niche down. We don't want to be so general. However, I think that there's like care.com that are actually branding their keyword that are just like what you're talking about. Care.com it's essentially doing the exact same thing. It's all like different care for different centers, and it's like ranking for house care, home care, health care, all of these different words. So yeah. What do you guys think? Callan, Justin, any thoughts?
I think it's a good idea. I think.
Yeah, hold on one second.
Some of the stuff that you're doing with just the directory angle in niches that allow, it's a great opportunity to also rank content in the same way. That leads to the main search page for each area, because locally ranked content ranks higher, and content is always a good identifier to flag toward Google that it's important as content updates happen. So, for an example, general niche articles, because your whole directory is a niche, could have a base set of articles that happen where you're pulling local results because of the rankings. That would then dynamically link and forward into the other local pages based on what they were searching for when they came in. That would escalate it higher. Would also give good backlinking opportunities.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about. So what I just thought about as you were saying that, what if you had an RSS feed from these content articles, and then you had an AI that automatically converted that same article in your voice and provided the content that automatically got implanted on your directory or on your site. So you don't have to work at all that content. You just automate it from one spot to another through a different voice. And that would help.
We have to take it a couple steps further than that. The AI copyright algorithms and duplicate content algorithms are quite a bit more sophisticated than they were even 6 months ago. So they're on the lookout for things that can be simply reworded, as well as articles that are written by AI. However, they stopped being able to detect that when you merge two article sources together into something unique.
Right.
Jeff, this was something that we had looked at a while ago. And so being able to merge two article sources. So if you had, we could probably program something to do it where it goes out and finds articles on a subject from multiple sources, strips the sources out of them and merges them into a single article with referencing. A lot of news sites actually do similar things to that, where the reporters go and aggregate everything they can find on something, and then they write a new article. You'll even find stuff like this where studies are done in the scientific community, where they don't actually do any studies. They just go read all the studies everyone else did, and they publish a study that's like an amalgamation of all of the other studies. Those do pass copyright detection and AI detection.
Right. I mean, Perplexity pulls from multiple sources and just addresses which sources it comes from and converts it.
Yeah. So check out this, right? So look at what we're doing. If we typed in real estate agent, check out this, is on the right-hand side. Look at, these are all the keywords people also searched for. And then I have all the keywords, and it's real estate agent near me, broker near me. Broker is a good one. Look at you, Troy. Dang. Look, and now you can have brokers on there, but look, and then if you scroll down, you could see it, start to see real estate agent in Shargate, Poon. That has 40 searches a month. Real estate agent in Poon Banner, real estate agent in Baiduan Poon, real estate agent for flat for rent, real estate broker, real estate Poon. Like all of these, you see how it's in city, in blank, in this, in this. Well, if you look at the rankings, let's scroll down. The very top one is realtor.com, which if you look at their keyword, find real estate agent in Las Vegas. All that is a dynamically generated page that, and then if you look at the structure, real estate agents, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
The number one person is doing exactly what we're talking about. All we're doing is doing what they're doing right now. That's all we're talking about. If I scroll down from here, look at this. The number 2 person on Google, basically, because basically Google goes to 6 for some reason, right, is Zillow.com. And look, Zillow.com professionals, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's exactly what we're talking about here. And then if I scroll down, Yelp, and it's the exact same. Yelp is a directory that is number 1. If I scroll down, then it has like BBB, Harvard. Yeah, cool. There's a first article. Then there's the agent, the agency, which is the agency, and then it has regions and Las Vegas is, and it's doing the same thing. Same with Redfin. Same with Fast Experts, top real estate agents in Las Vegas. Century 21's doing this. RateMyAgent.com is sales, Nevada, agents. All of these guys are doing this, which is absolutely insane to see, because I feel like if I had to make all of these articles, which is what I was thinking about, if I had to make all these articles with AI, the AI bill is going to be astronomical, because there's 33,000 cities in the United States. That's old school thinking. That's the way simple-minded things, that's the linear way of thinking. That's like one article equals one article. That's how, what I'm trying to show you guys is different. What really is the power when I showed you guys earlier, and it's this HTTP access file that rewrites the domain for us. That is the power of the code. That is what makes you rank for all of these words. That's what it does. The only thing that I've done on this so far, if you guys like, because I've done part of this, right? If you guys go to jobs.myaiteam.com/sitemap, I have a sitemap that has all the jobs. So every job, it creates a sitemap for it. It has a URL, and this shows Google that these are the things to rank on Google. How I'm dynamically generating this is part of the code. I just have a code that dynamically generates this. So I've already practiced this with my AI team. Now I'm practicing this with a site that I'm going to monetize even more, which is this Dispensary Now site. And I'm just going to let this thing, I'm going to forget about this and I'm going to let it run. I'm literally going to put more ads on it and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to see how it ranks in a few months.
Okay, I got a quick question that I'm going to bounce.
Yeah.
But so what your goal for this is you're trying this to see how you could rank high in a short amount of time, correct?
Not necessarily rank in a high amount of time. It's to have 33,000 pages and I rank for super low keywords. You see how it says real estate in Las Vegas? I want to rank for real estate dispensary in, and then one of the 38,000 or 33,000 pages.
Oh yeah, well I see that. I guess where I'm getting to with the question is, what do you want to do so that we can follow and track your success? So that on next week's call we'll go, oh look, this is done better. So what's your goal so that we can next week check on that goal and see how it's improved?
This is how you guys watch my progress with me. Okay, if you guys go to site, type in Google site and then type in my domain. Okay, you guys can do this on your domain too. Okay, so go to Google and type in this, and if I hit this right now, it's going to search this. Do you guys see? There's 0 sites for this. There's no pages. 0.
You see?
Soon, I just type in site semicolon, whatever those 2 dashes of dats are, HTTP semicolon direct dispensaries near me, opennow.com. Okay. There's 0 sites. Like if I was to type in myAIteam.com right here, well, my AI team is going to link back all of the pages that is my AI team. You see that? Right. And it's going to show all the pages. I have 931 pages on Google of my AI team.
I think. Okay.
Go ahead.
No. At first, I thought maybe you needed a space after the colon after site, but it worked with the my AI team, so I guess not.
Yep, 100%. That's why I was showing you the complete difference, because I am not ranking for any pages. This is called indexing on Google. Step 1, build the site. Step 2, index on Google. After you index on Google, it's up to Google and Jesus, right? And like whatever the algorithm is, right? Like that's it. Okay, so you guys can follow along my progress. Step 1, right now it says about 0 results. I'm going to screenshot this because there's absolutely 0 results for my site right now.
Yeah, throw that URL in the chat just so I don't mistype it. Like,
yeah, it's a long one.
Like you do. I'm like, oh yeah, man, I pulled the Jeff and I typed it wrong.
Okay, I'll even drop it in the comments so you guys can follow along with this for me. As soon as I get my first page indexed, it's on, and then second page, and then third page, like it's gonna happen. Okay, so just copy and paste that little thing, and then in. What do you think, Justin? What do you think about all this?
So I have a very big media site. I have writers from all over the world that write for it, and one of my biggest challenges is just a side note is indexing every article that is posted. We've got like almost 100,000 articles between all of the media, and we need AI to write us and use the Google console indexing API and write us a software that will automatically scrape our websites and index every new site instantly.
That sounds like something we could do, and Callan looks like he might have an idea for it.
Yeah, I think that was what I was talking to you about earlier today when you first said to me about indexing. I'm like, we've got most of the tools already in one spot to do that. We just have to assemble them the right way.
Yep. And so we absolutely can do it. I will let you know, because I know that there's an API. Maybe Callan will want to work with me on that. I will let you know once we have that, and I'll just make it where you have to add your Google. So
Yeah, I think Google, like you said, Google has over 1,000 APIs or something like that. It's insane. And surely they've got a indexing API for the Search Console.
Well, they do, but technically it's for temporary media. So like videos and other things, it does work for regular media as well. Now, I guess there's something to note, just like if you were to manually go in through the Search Console and submit it, just because you've submitted it is no guarantee that it's going to index anytime within the next week or month or 6 months, right? Some of that is about getting cross-linked, backlinked. If you're being linked to by other sites that are already indexed, that increases your likelihood of getting indexed. So the best thing to do would be to have a way that we could not only submit all of them for indexing, but then find a way to get them backlinked. Because as soon as they're backlinked, they'll start indexing.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I think Troy just dropped a link in the group for like a AIO SEO thing. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
I just Google searched real quick. I know my buddy's agency does a lot of stuff like this, but I just Google searched that.
Yeah. So which is really cool because this literally goes through and it shows you how to set up Google Console. And then you set up Google Console and you verify by adding this little code to your site. And then from there, you create an XML like sitemap. And then it looks like you submit it. They probably have an API right through them. And then it looks like you can submit a sitemap also through Google, which is really cool. So I feel like this is what Troy just sent me is probably the step-by-step process for us to go through. That's awesome. Thank you, Troy. This is huge. And then at the very end, it says number 10, just like Callan said, is build quality, high quality backlinks. So maybe what we do is we actually one day have a site that's already indexed, that already has backlinks. And then we just keep, like what Troy said, is all these site links together, you know what I mean? And eventually we have this massive blog network of sites near me.
A backlink spider web, essentially.
Dude, essentially, you know what I mean? How freaking cool would that be, man?
So like a big directory of directories.
Yeah, with local near me style directories, you know?
And they just feed each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, let me know if anyone wants to partner on one. And if you do, I spent $34.34 on Namecheap.com yesterday. Basically for a year for a domain and a server. But if somebody wants to build something with me, pick a niche, buy that domain plus near me, and maybe that will be our way of going in business together for now. Is you just create a domain, and I'll send you the code from this, and then we could figure out a way to monetize this. And so
That URL I just put in the chat, that's my buddy built his agency on Vendasta. He's like their top agency, and so I essentially searched the same thing, indexing websites using Vendasta, and that's what popped up. So I don't know, you can play with that a little bit too.
You're the best, Troy. So that's my next step. Thank you for actually holding me of what's the tangible result of us. So I will continue to talk to everybody inside this little group thing that I'm in. And then that little Facebook chat, that's where I'm active the most. I don't know why I love it the most. But yeah, amazing class. Thank you guys for showing up. You guys freaking rock. So
Thanks. You all rock too. Later. Nice meeting you, Justin. I reached out on Facebook, so connect. Later, Jeff. Love you.
later.
Bye.
Bye.